First off, I want to say Tales of Arise will not be censored in any way when it comes time of release. Official sources at Bandai Namco have confirmed this, and I just want to give you a timeline of the events that happened and give you my 2 cents about it. That being said, let's jam. So some dude from 4chan made a thread saying that Tales of Arise would be censored in various ways, characters in bikinis would be covered up a bit, a certain hot spring scene would be removed completely, and a scene where a female character gets hit gets changed to imply that she tripped or something, and maybe there were some other things that this person from 4chan brought up. Anyway, these sites were quick to pick this up and post the news around this game, and the thing is, some of these sites don't care to do research of their own, and other sites just want to have the information and get it as a headline and people clicking for their website, get all the ad revenue, so to speak. So this all happened very quickly, and almost as quickly as it happened, a YouTuber did the very basic thing of reaching out to his contact at Bandai Namco, and they came out with a statement that Tales of Arise would not be censored across all platforms. And just to take note, this censorship was only being targeted at the PS4 and PS5 version of the game because of obvious reasons. TLDR, Sony is being very careful about the content that is being shown on their platform nowadays, and they will tell developers that there are certain things that are okay and there are certain things that are not okay. So yeah, if you just do some basic research, you can save the game from potentially suffering a major blow to sales and a major blow to its reputation, because whether you want to believe it or not, niche games such as Tales of Arise, every sale counts. So having fake rumors come about and messing with the sales could do some serious damage to the series as a whole. So the way I feel about it is thus: I don't feel Tales of Arise will be censored when it releases, but I am not taking it off the table entirely. I have been in this gaming space for a long time. I have been following JRPGs for a long time, and I've seen one too many times where an official source said that a game wouldn't be censored, and then come day of release, there is a day one patch that changes that. One of the most recent examples that I can remember is the release of the Fairy Tail RPG. An official source said that the game wouldn't be censored, and then a day one patch literally changed all that. Hell, I believe it happened with Tales of Berseria. Official sources before the game's launch said that there would be no changes to the game prior to the launch, and then all of a sudden when we get the game, there is one small yet big change in the beginning that was made to the game, and that can be an entirely different case when it comes to violence and characters that look and are under a certain age. Personally, I'm going to keep my expectations in check. I won't believe anything definitively until the game's released and people start playing it and provide proof of these things. Basically, nothing would surprise me at this point. Plus, I'll be playing Tales of Arise on PC, so in a way, you know, my personal experience will be okay. Anyway, let's talk about the demo. So I played the demo for the first time via live stream, and I played the demo a good amount of times to get a feel for combat and how all the characters work. So the first thing I noticed from the demo is that this game looks great. There is a lot of detail in the environments, colors are very natural and pop, and the character models look great, and the game runs relatively smooth if you're playing on PS5, and I imagine in the Xbox Series X or S console. PS4 is limited to 30 FPS, which we all know how I feel about frame rate. That was unacceptable in my eyes, so I grabbed a friend's PS5 real quick to play the demo. As I said, I'll be playing Arise on PC, so the frame rate won't be an issue for me. It's just that this demo was only made available to consoles and not on PC. Visually, there is a lot of particle effects in battle, and everything sort of pops out and happens at once. When I first played the demo, I couldn't keep up with everything that was happening on screen and almost couldn't see my character to dodge an enemy attack, but as I played the game more and more, I got better and started to notice things happening in battle a lot easier. So one of the first things I noticed about the actual gameplay when playing in battles is the lack of victory poses after a battle is concluded. And I'll just say this is a personal nitpick of mine. It has no real bearing on the game itself. It's just coming from someone who has played a crap ton of Tales of games in the past. The victory poses were fun and charming to watch, and I don't think it's a big deal at the end of the day that they're gone. I do believe they took it out for the reason that they wanted to get you out of battle and back onto the field as soon as possible. I really do believe at some point in the game's development there was an attempt to make battles sort of on the field or free roaming, so to speak, meaning they didn't want the transition from field to battle arena, but the idea may have been scrapped, or maybe it just wasn't there to begin with. I'm not sure. I do believe developers of JRPGs nowadays probably feel the majority of people feel that there is a disconnect between field and battle arena, and it affects how people feel about the game. Maybe it breaks the immersion, but if you played any JRPG before, if you played a handful of JRPGs, you know that's just how it is, and it doesn't break your immersion, it doesn't break my immersion. It's just how things have been done for a long time now, and it could be hard to do to make a battle system with 6 playable characters, you know, all on screen at once, and there's no separate area to fight. The camera could be a mess, and there could be field environments that just mess with everything. But for people playing JRPGs or playing this series for the first time, they don't like the breakup between battle and field. So in order to get back into the field ASAP, they cut the victory poses. And that's just my own theory on the matter. And what's crazy is there is still a small but noticeable pause after the battle is finished to come back to the field, which I think if this game was built from the ground up for current gen consoles like the PS5 and Xbox Series X, that small pause would be eliminated entirely due to the SSD of those consoles. You can get into battles instantly, but there's a slight pause to get out of battles. So taking out the victory poses, yeah, I guess it still saves some time no matter how you looked at it, but if you still got that pause, kind of, I guess kind of breaks my whole theory, so to speak. Anyway, one of the things I noticed about the demo is that it really gives you these characters with a lot of arts and skills unlocked to play with. Now, there's going to be an in-game skills tree, so to speak, and it will let you unlock various abilities for your characters. But my question is, how many of these abilities were unlocked for the sole purposes of this demo? Now, I get they unlocked probably a good amount of them because they really want people to get a feel for how combat can be and how fun and crafty it can be to unleash a bunch of combos on enemies and juggling them into the air when you break them. It's a good showcase for the game and to get people interested, but I don't think you'll be able to do all this stuff out the gate. I can chain 3 arts in the air with Law easily, but I'm not sure you'll be able to do that out the gate when Law joins your party. You might have to unlock the abilities to use 3 aerial arts in the air. And then there's the AG that the demo starts you out with. AG allows you to unleash arts, and they give you a good amount for each character in the demo. So I think you have to keep in mind that this demo is a showcase of how potentially these characters can act in combat. And some of you might be saying, well, duh, Shadow, of course you'll have to build these characters up before you can unleash all these aerial combos and just ground combos into aerial combos and then back down to ground combos. But you gotta understand, some people, or a good amount of people, don't know that. Hell, I saw some people getting upset that the demo didn't have voice acting, not including skits, and thought that the whole game might not be voice acted. And we don't even know if this demo area will be a shot-for-shot version of the game. This section entirely might not even be there. So another thing about battles, something that I liked, is that each character has a special action that is useful against certain enemy types. And at the push of a button, you can have a character jump in and do some extra damage and use their special action. Such as Law being able to break an enemy's armor, or Dolahim, he can entangle enemies in vines that are fast and agile to slow them down and make them easier to hit. And these special actions apply to everyone in your party, so this really helps in making everyone feel included in combat and making it feel like you're fighting with everyone. Something that I really enjoyed in Scarlet Nexus. So there will always be different enemy parties, and you'll have to switch characters in and out of combat to more easily deal with the types of enemies that come your way. Seems that every character has ground and aerial arts, and some ground arts come with the extra effect of launching an enemy into the air, allowing you to follow up with aerial arts to string together combos. And some aerial arts come with the extra effect of knocking the enemy back into the ground to continue your ground arts, should you probably have the necessary skills unlocked to do so. As I said, the demo gives you a lot of skills and arts for each of your characters, so you really get a good chance to play with each and see what ground arts and aerial arts combo well with each other. It seems that juggling enemies in the air when you break them will become a major part of battle, and you'll have a good amount of art slots available in battle to mix and match and experiment a crap ton on. I get the feeling Rinwell is going to be a very fun character to play as when it's all said and done. She can charge her spells and keep them for later to combo into, or charge the same element of spell again to unleash a higher tier elemental art. Overall, this was a good demo, short and sweet and to the point. You're given an area to run into monsters and fight battles as much as you want, and your main objective is to defeat a monster that is causing trouble for a nearby town so you can gain entry. And there's a good amount of stuff to be found in the field where the demo takes place, so you can gain new weapons and armor for your characters. After this demo, hype level for Tales of Arise for me is still high, and it's a day one, of course. Combat is good, fun, flashy, especially with the one-hit KO boost strikes that you'll be able to use depending on how much damage you're doing to an enemy that is already low on HP. Okay, tell me your thoughts on Tales of Arise down below. Did you play the demo? What did you think about it? Where is your hype level for Tales of Arise? Is it a day one? Are you getting the collector's edition? I want to know everything. Remember to hit that like button, subscribe of course if you're new to the channel, join notification brigade so you can know when I'm going live or when a new video is uploaded. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.